All right, my friends, how are we? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another reaction video. Today is the final video of the series. It's the International Player Pathway Program for 2021. We've got a guy by the name of BERNHARD from Austria. I can't recall exactly what position he played, but having a look at him, he does look tall. And in fact, he bears an uncanny resemblance to a UFC fighter who's actually about to fight in 2 days' time, Alexander Volkov. And he looks about as tall as him too. So with all that in mind, let's press play.
About opportunities and being prepared when it comes.
Wouldn't be surprised if he's a tight end, just like the other fella. Every time I see those weighted sleds, I'm like, yeah, that is real. That's real training, man. That's gonna transition across so well, and it's something I've never really done. I've never worked with a weighted vest. I've had a little bit of experience with a parachute. That is nothing compared to having. That is nothing compared to having a weighted sled. I think I said weighted vest. I meant sled.
So my name is BERNHARD. I'm from Vienna, Austria. I fell in love with the sport of football because actually of my best friend. Since he was my best friend, I thought I might as well try it out. Yeah, after the first practice I fell in love. After the first King of Run or Oklahoma drill, I knew this is something special, so I just enjoyed it from the first moment on. Last year I felt like I did a really good job of presenting myself and improving myself in a short period of time, but it didn't work out quite as well as I expected it to be. So my goal for the last year was just to improve more, to be faster, to be stronger, to look more like a tight end, because that also was like the feedback that I have, that I didn't really look like a tight end. I looked like a kid that just tried to put on some weight, but now it looks like I can move with the weight, I feel better with the weight. I always bring up this comparison. For me it feels like I'm back at 220 pounds, but I'm not.
How interesting is that? You know, it's taken a year, but slowly but surely, you know, as he matures, his body's maturing, and at 260 pounds, he now feels just as light and agile as he used to at 220 pounds. Now that is some real progress.
The position always has been chosen for me, even when I was younger. When I was in the under 15 or under 14 team back then, and under 12, they needed a quarterback, so they were like, hey, you go to the quarterback practice. I'm like, well, I don't really enjoy playing quarterback because you don't do anything. Like back then we weren't able to throw deep balls or whatever, so we just handed it off most of the time. So I didn't really enjoy that. I won the European Championship with the under 19 national team for the Austrian national team.
Okay, so this guy's been playing for a fair minute.
But then when I turned 18, and I had to start for the varsity or adult team for the Vienna Vikings, they brought in an American quarterback because, of course, it's a different level of play over here, and so I had no chance of starting. And I told my coach, hey, can we figure something out? And he was like, yeah, for sure, try out receiver. So I tried out receiver and it worked out pretty good. I started, and I also had a small role as a tight end or wing back. So from the first time I played tight end or receiver, I actually played tight end too. So yeah, the position kind of got chosen for me. And yeah, when I got into the program last year, Will called me and said, hey, we want to have you in the program, but you're gonna have to play tight end in the league. I was like, okay, nothing new, just change my position, it's all good.
From quarterback to wide receiver to tight end, European Championship. I wonder how old he is now. He looks early 20s.
First time we had the international combine in Cologne, in Köln, in Germany, and it was right after the season, so I didn't really have a lot of time to prepare the way I wanted. But I think I did my best, and at least I tried my best, and then I still was a little bit surprised by the call from Will, but yeah, I was ready, and he told me I had to gain weight, so within like 2 months I put on 20 pounds, and over here I put on 10 more pounds or 15 more pounds. Yeah, the biggest thing for me in this...
So I'm assuming 220 to something like 255 is a huge jump.
This time was to change my body composition, but still be able to run and do all the things I have to do as a tight end. Yeah, so this year it was a little bit different because I already was in the program, but obviously it didn't work out. So I devoted this whole year.
Okay, I didn't watch last year's version, so he must have been on the program last year, but unfortunately didn't make it. And I'm assuming that this guy, seeing as they've specifically done a special on him, he must be one of the 4 guys. But
I just said, okay, well, I'm gonna give myself 1 more year to do this, or to give it a shot, because after this 1 year I'm at, like, that's my last shot. I have to give it my all. So if an NFL team picks me, they get a smart player. They get a player that loves the game, and they get a really good teammate. I care about my teammates, I care about the sport. I think I showed it in this program, I care about the program. And yeah, so a guy that is smart, plays hard, and is willing to be coachable. I know in Europe or wherever we are from, it's not the best coaching. It's not the same coaching as in the USA, but we are coachable and we are willing to play.
good stuff. Good stuff, mate. Good stuff. Definitely put yourself in the best position to move forward and hopefully nail down one of those spots. So before we go, guys, actually, I do want to say 2 things. First is that guy reminds me so much of my mate Armin, who's from South Africa. He's 19 years of age, 6'4", 255 pounds. So probably, very similar statistics to him. And he is in that position right now of putting on that weight, but then also, allowing the body to become accustomed to having that extra weight and being able to move at 250 like he did, or like he felt he could at 220. So he's literally in that exact same sort of transition phase at the moment. And, he's probably about 3 years younger. So I wouldn't be surprised if I see Armin on that exact program within the next couple of years. And if I do, then you heard it here first. Anyway, the second thing I want to find out is exactly who made the cut. Okay, that's interesting. So Reyes, the 6'6" tight end who jumped a 40-inch vertical, is not included. He hasn't been picked up. 4 players who have: Aaron Donkor, linebacker from Germany; Alfredo Gutierrez, which is that absolutely massive guy who's playing offensive lineman, from Mexico. He went to the 49ers. Donker went to the Seahawks. Pritchard, offensive lineman from Italy, went to the Rams. And then we've got BERNHARD SEIKOVITS, who's the guy who we just saw before, and playing tight end from Austria, and he's gone to the Cardinals. Okay, that's interesting. Sammy Reyes, the guy who we've seen in the previous video with the 40-inch vertical, who was also competing for a position in this year's Pathway program, was signed by the Washington football team in April. So he must have been signed as just a normal allocated roster spot, which means that they must see something pretty special in that guy. But I'm just wondering, did they have to wait until the 4 other teams chose their player, or did they get in early and sign him before he could get picked up by the other teams? Because I would have definitely expected to see him in that top 4, but let's call it a top 5. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching. That was a blast. That was my reaction to the best of the 2021 NFL International Player Pathway Program, and I wish them all well. So guys, thanks for watching. Hit the like button if you did enjoy the content. Consider subscribing, and I will see you in the next one. Peace out.